Hey guys, this is the Ursa Mini 4.6K no-nonsense review and verdict. If you're looking for a more in-depth look, click the first link on the description or right here. Before I get started, just a quick thanks to PEC for letting me borrow the Ursa Mini on the first week that they got it. Now let's get straight to it and keep things short and simple. If you haven't heard of it yet, the Ursa Mini 4.6K is Blackmagic's latest flagship camera that is boasting some pretty new, incredible features for a camera in its price range, such as 15 stops of dynamic range, slow motion, but most importantly, you can shoot in RAW. Slowly but surely, it's showing off its potential and changing the lower end of the market. Not only that, it's only £3,800 on release for the body alone, and it's been compared to the likes of Red and Arri. So here are my points. First, the cons. There is patterned noise if you push the footage to ridiculous limits. Personally, I feel the usable dynamic range is more around 12 to 13 stops when properly exposed, but if you really want the full 14 to 15 stops, you'll need to slightly overexpose and bring it down in post. The RAW file size is astronomical, filling a 128GB card in 6 minutes, but there are workarounds with a 3:1 and the 4:1 RAW codecs, giving you around twice the amount of storage per card and only losing around 1 or 2 stops at most. It's not full frame, it does have rolling shutter, but I would say it's about the same amount as a Red. The shoulder mount needs work, as the grip is too short and the shoulder pad is uncomfortable and poorly designed. The LCD screen blows out the highlights that you can just see fine in any EVF. You're not able to delete shots in camera due to the filing system. There is a slight magenta of the image, but that's easily fixed in post. And last but not least, the silly on-off button is underneath the LCD flip screen. However, now to the pros. It shoots RAW and it's only £3,800 for the body alone on release. It has a native ISO of 800 with some pretty decent low light capabilities, miles above any Red camera I've used. It gives you a very wide range of codecs, resolutions and FPS to choose from, my favourite being 120 FPS, 2K and in RAW. You get a free copy of DaVinci Resolve with the camera. The camera has 2 card slots that support hot swapping while recording, but unfortunately I was unable to test this. There's 2 XLR inputs with some pretty decent preamps, the ability to create LUTs in DaVinci Resolve and import them in, as well as saving camera settings as profiles for quick changes. It's light and small, and did I mention it shoots RAW? Okay, so here's my verdict. I started this camera review with a little bit of a negative outlook on Blackmagic due to the large amount of small and yet sometimes large problems that their cameras have. I got a hold of the Ursa Mini with a Sigma 35mm lens, the shoulder mount and the EVF. First, I couldn't believe that all this cost less than £5,000. Sure, there are a few things to complain about, such as the magenta tint, no NDs and rolling shutter, or the crop sensor, but in all honesty, you're getting so much more with this camera that, for me anyways, it completely outweighs the negatives. This camera, however, is really not for everyone. This is not your run-of-the-mill camera. This is a professional tool that will deliver a professional output, so don't treat it like it's not. Expect it not to work in completely unlit environments. Expect to deal with large file sizes, and expect to have the right equipment, skill and knowledge to make the most of it. But most importantly, you can rely on it to give you the image you want. It takes a lot for me to get hyped up about a new camera from a brand I don't really like, so to say. Never mind convincing me to invest to change my production methods. But I can truly and honestly say that Blackmagic has really started something incredible here, giving the low-end professionals a tool to truly create the images that we're envisioning. So, as you can tell, I'm convinced. If you aren't, or are, let me know in the comments below why. To get the full in-depth look at the Ursa Mini 4.6K, click here or the link below. Anyway guys, I hope this answered a few of your questions, and let's get creative.